So what do you get if Don Doler, Mark Polonia, and John Waters tripped balls and made a no-budget movie with your grandpa? You'd get Pappy's Graveyard. What's up, fiends? Lucard here. Happy Tubi Tuesday. Yeah, I know it's not Tuesday, but I watched it on Tuesday, so I'm counting it. So today we're going to talk about the 2022 independent horror film Pappy's Graveyard from SRS CInema and Midwestern Man Productions. It's written and directed by Dominic Martella and stars Norman Marchand and Annette Marchand. So Pappy's Graveyard is about an elderly man with psychic powers discovering these shriveled humanoids on his property, which leads to a bunch of aliens, flying talking brains, lizard pets, killer vegetables, UFOs, and more. There's a definite Motel Hell vibe going on here. The character of Pappy even resembles Rory Calhoun from Motel Hell. And Pappy and Ma are played by a real life married couple, Norman and Annette. So Pappy digs up these shrunken humanoids and uses his psychic powers to communicate with them. Meanwhile, an alien in a jumpsuit, he starts stealing Pappy's tools and attacks random people, including one attack with a bunch of rubber cockroaches, which had me laughing my butt off. It was pretty hilarious. So the rest of the movie, it's Pappy trying to figure out what's going on and making plans to stop all of this craziness going on. And I'm just going to leave it at that for the recap of the movie. So let's get to the bad first. Okay, so this movie is bad, but not necessarily not good. So I don't think anyone in this movie is a real actor. I'm sure they're all just friends or neighbors or something. But the acting is just absolutely atrocious. But that's part of the charm of this movie. And Pappy has to be the worst actor I've ever seen in my life, but he's absolutely hilarious. He's very much like your grandpa with a camera pointed at him for the very first time. That makes sense. Um, my biggest gripe though is not the acting. It's actually I do think the movie was a little too long for what it is. Um, I think if they shaved 10 to 15 minutes off, I think it would have helped. Especially this type of like super low budget, no acting, type of thing. So now the little humanoids, they look like they're made out of little clay, and it's it's put together real cheap. And the other creatures, but they just kind of slap on like felt teeth and felt eyeballs, and so yeah, it's a very very small budget. I read it was made for $7,000, and if that's true, okay, I get it. I'm sure most of that 7,000 though was for the trippy effects, and man, this movie is trippy. There's, like I said earlier, there's flying talking brains. There's rubber lizards that Pappy and Ma call kitties, and they even use the litter box at one point. There's like late 80s computer graphics and thick Midwestern accents. So yeah, so now the good. This movie's absolutely hilarious. You can tell that they had a blast making this thing, and I was thoroughly entertained. This is definitely one of those so bad it's hilarious type of movies. So you will have to have that right mindset going into it. And even though Pappy couldn't act his way out of a paper bag, I was pulling for him the whole time. He has an absolute charm to him, so I can see why they got this guy to do this. Um, Ma was also pretty hilarious in her scenes. She was just like, okay, Pappy, kind of thing. And it was just, yeah, it's pretty funny. And I would also actually recommend this for a starter, like Z grade film for the younger generation. It's because this one is surprisingly, it's not super gory or vulgar like a lot of the SRS films. There is a little animated blood and some mild obscenities, like oh damn, oh the hell with this, kind of thing, kind of like an old cranky man would say, you know what I mean? But yeah, but nothing. There's no F words, no nothing like that. This movie is really hard to rate. I had to think about this for a little bit because the good kind of outweighs the bad. It's like right. It's really hard to process. So I guess I will give Pappy's Graveyard a 2.75 bats out of 5. Overall, it's if you want a trippy, goofy, fun flick to waste 83 minutes, give this one a shot. If not, stay away. If you're not into the goofy stuff, yeah, this one's not for you. So until next time, fiends, remember to stay spooky. Peace.